welcome back. Next up is Paul Pinault, and he's one of the most independent and agnostic IoT developers and evangelists I know, and enjoy his talk.
The telecom industry is something that has not changed for the past century. And the IoT is a disruption, like internet has been a disruption. But that time, IoT could also disrupt the telecom industry. What's going to be the level of the disruption is totally unclear right now. But it's in progress. 5 years ago, some crazy men have created a network from a crowdsourced approach. What is a crowdsourced approach? It's just like using our principle to the telecom industry. It's asking people like you, like me, to deploy an IoT network all over the world. You know, the telecom industry is something really centralized with big investment and historically something made at a nationwide. And nationwide is a big issue for IoT. IoT, Internet of Things, need to be worldwide because objects do not have boundaries. And that's why these crazy guys coming from an open source spirit have created the Things Network. They tell to certain kind of people, hey, please man, help us to build something new, build something crazy worldwide to offer a free connectivity for IoTs. They did it. And they find people. They find people in the hacker spirit, hacker scene, in the open source environment. They found that people that really like to build hardware, that like to create a good coverage with a wide RF performance and so on. And now there is 5 years after a network with tens of thousands of hotspots deployed over the world. Most of them are in Europe, but it's growing. And what is really interesting with this approach is that you get a network with a high quality because everyone wants to have something which is really performance, with best coverage and so on. And also, they have been attractive for companies, for solution providers that are looking for an IoT network, free of access. They want to build their own network, but they want to simplify the management of the network servers and all the tooling around. So lots of companies join the Thing network for their business, and now I think it's the main way the network is growing. Because the weakness of this network is the ability for the hacker people to find rooftop, to find good place to deploy the good antennas and good gateways they are building. That's the main issue in such situation, or basically when you want to deploy a telecom network. You need some good places to install your antennas. And this is really hard to find for real. My experience of deploying TTN is really a question of finding the rooftop, getting some companies to share internet connection, to share rooftop and so on, to deploy my network. So this is the crowdsourced network. And what is now really interesting is that there is not one company trying to do that, but there are multiple initiatives. And even if they are doing stuff since multiple years, in the last 10 months, Helium that decide to create a LoRaWAN network based on blockchain is really growing fast. In less than 10 months, there are 12,000 hotspots deployed all over the world. Most of them are in North America. And what is really slowing the deployment of the network currently is the availability of the hardware. We are talking with people deploying hotspots. Everyone is waiting for our hardware. The rooftop has been found, the place has been found, the money is there to pay for the hardware, just the hardware is missing. So it could be something like 20,000 right now if the hardware would have been available. And why is it working like this? It's because they are targeting totally different people. Instead of targeting hackers, they are targeting people who running on crypto money, people that just like to get money, basically. This network is all about getting money. A blockchain is a way to generate a token. This token has a value, and this value is euro or dollar. So it's an investment. Creating your hotspot, plug it in the network, is just making money. And what is interesting in that network is that it's not making money like a Bitcoin running servers and getting money. No, it's creating a coverage and getting money from that coverage. And later, it's going to be getting money for transferring data, which is basically a telecom industry business model. You are passing data through the network, you are getting money for this transmission of data. So this is basically earlier. And that's, in my point of view, interesting as it's in all the crypto money you have, this one is tangible. There is something in the physical world related to what they are doing. So it's progressing fast, but we have a problem with availability of hardware. But why? There is a lot of way to buy lower one hardware. The problem of money is money. If there is money to make, there is people here to game with that, to try to get money without making coverage. And those people have a big money interest of doing it. So they are spending all that time to do that. And we have some thousands of hotspots in the same place, maybe in some basement, linked all together with network and fake RF. And these guys are getting a lot of the money. So the blockchain is trying to find ways to protect against them. And so they need to have specific hardware currently. And so this is a blocking point. So you see that it's really clever to find people to deploy a network using money, but it's high risk also because you will also find people to game with that and get money without deploying really the network. That's the issue. But we can think that it is going to grow. What is interesting is that people who are deploying this network, they don't know anything about IoT. They don't know anything about radio frequency. They're just understanding money. And now they are learning a lot about IoTs and RF and so on. So that's also something that is interesting. Even see what they are targeting is making money. Okay. And there is a CERN network, which is also really interesting, but it touches totally different people again. It's Amazon Sidewalk, the newcomer. There's been announced years ago that they are going to deploy an IoT network. And now this network is there. It's starting to be there. Maybe you have it at your home, but you don't know it because it's not always activated everywhere. Because on every Amazon Echo Hub, you get the network inside. You get this crowdsourced network. You don't know it, but you are an actor of it. And that's really clever from Amazon. It's Madame Hey network. She don't know anything about this network. She don't know she is deploying the network, but it's there. It's in his home. The problem of this is, on TTN you have RF addict hackers are deploying networks. The coverage of HIF gateway is about a 10-kilometer round. And Helium, you have more something that is installed in your home by people not expert on RF, but as they want to make money, They will buy antennas, they will try to put it outdoor and so on. And so you have networks with an average of 2 kilometers around, 2 kilometers around. But Madame Hey, she is installing an Amazon Echo because she wants to pilot its TV just with a voice. She don't know that there is something interesting by correctly installing this Amazon Echo to have a good coverage. She don't care about that at all. So it means that this network will have a cell of 300 meters at maximum. The coverage will be really limited. But it's Amazon. And Amazon have millions of clients. They have sold millions of Amazon Echo. And I mean, hundreds of thousands of Echo hubs. So it means that the coverage, even if they are really short cellular, there are many of them. And you're quite sure that 300 meters around you, you have someone who have an Amazon Echo or who will have an Amazon Echo in some day. So it's a bet. It's a bet that even with a really bad RF quality, with really non-correctly placed gateways, we can have a global network. The applications for Amazon are really large. For themselves, they can improve their supply chain greatly with that, but they can also offer to their customer an ecosystem, a private, closed ecosystem, where your device, your order on their website, will directly work once at home with no settings, nothing to understand about. So that's really interesting. So you see that there is 3 different crowdsourced network currently there on the market and trying to make their place. And they are targeting 3 totally different kind of people. And that's really interesting to see how the 3 different approaches for reaching the same goal will compete and will take a good coverage. That's something you really have to follow in the next months, in the next year, because it can change a lot of things in the IoT environment.